Hey CYBL fam, those of you that have joined our CYBL Today, we're here with another Eastern Conference podcast. And today I have a new co-host with us, Coach Alvin. Coach Alvin, how we feel today?
Feeling good. First of all, it's a pleasure to be on this pod. I love this league. Love what you're doing here, so I'm excited.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're happy to have you. As you know, it is now March break week, so everybody's kind of on a little bit of break. But it's also at that midway point through this season. And we have, to this point, man, this season has been one for the ages. I would say, personally, from watching, it's kind of like an establishing season for the East. I feel like talent-wise and in terms of like the games and the closeness and the competition. So yeah, first of all, since we're just starting off, give us a little bit of, from your perspective, a review of how this season's gone to this point.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I think talent-wise, it's just been an explosion this season, right? I think, again, it's still, the league's still in this early stages on this side. And I think this, as you were saying before, it's been really like an establishing season, right? I think the talent across every team is just outstanding right now. Every game is a close game. Like, there has to be a statistic for how close
Yeah, I know.
the entire season. I think, records aside, the win-loss records for each team doesn't really say the full story. I think every game has been a close game for the most part.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
it's just
yeah, yeah.
impressive to watch. I think that goes not just on the coaches, but on the kids, the improvements, them bringing out their friends. And overall, it's just been an exciting watch. So I definitely say that.
Oh, that's awesome. And like, to be honest, when you say that, there are stats to back that up. So like, if you look right now, the point differential between teams is no more than 30 and across the league.
Yeah.
Right. And that's pretty impressive considering like all the games that have been played already. They've already played a total of 5 games.
Yeah.
And so if at the highest point, that's the point differential, then that means like everything else in between is like, it shows you how close each game has been since the game has been. So
It speaks volumes to the talent in the league, man. I just love all the games have been great. Every game has just been fast paced and up and down. But yeah, I think it's been a great season so far.
yeah, no, it really gets your heart going, bro. Especially as a coach. Oh man. So I guess for you, as you know, like we're now at the point where we're in the playoff race. This is a point in time where, you know, we're on our road. We're on our road to the OCC, you know, and we've got kind of playoffs ahead of us. Here in the East, we literally have one more regular season game, and then it's really on to the playoffs for everybody. So with that being said, what you've seen so far in terms of the depth of this season and where teams are at right now, what would you say as we go forward into the final game in preparation for the playoffs? What do you foresee happening getting into that playoffs?
Yeah. I mean, before I even make any comments, I mean, I'm going to put my bias on the side. Like, I feel like Sharks,
Yeah.
I feel like we're really geared for a great playoff run. We've won 2 games in a row. I think we'll do really well heading into the playoffs, especially this last game. We're all locked in. I think we've been really tight-knit all season, and I feel like that's just going to show in the last game. Again, that is not all the other teams. I really like, and I honestly am excited for the Tides. I think, obviously, they've had a rough couple seasons before this one, and they were really
Yeah.
having a good season, right? They were really well.
Yeah.
Tobias has been at the helm all season long. He just gets downhill like no other player
Yeah.
really seen that age. And that's really impressive.
Goodness.
And I think also his unselfishness as a basketball player as well goes a long way. So I feel like that team has a great chance. Another team I would look out for as well is the Hornets, right? And I think because of the players they have, obviously they have Caden and Levi, but I think Coach Mike does a great job in getting the best out of their big men. And I think kind of that tandem of Caden and Levi has just worked really well. And Cohen has kind of allowed Caden to play a little bit off the ball as well. So I feel like just that combination together, I think there's something to really look out for. But yeah, the last game coming up is going to be another great game week. So I'm excited.
It is going to be huge, man. It is going to be huge. I guess as we get into that playoff race, before we do, What are some highlights, things that have stood out to you so far this season in certain games? So, what are some of the special matchups that you've seen take place this season?
Yeah, I'd say definitely when the Tides played the Hornets. I think
Mm,
Tobias just in crunch moments is again something that I feel like we don't see a lot for players down at his age.
yeah,
I think a lot of the tendencies for a lot of players, again, kind of the grade 9, grade 10 range is it gets to the
yeah,
last couple minutes and you just want to play hero ball and just put up any shot.
hmm
I think something that's stood out to me about his patience and kind of his temperament is just being able to still use his teammates even in crunch.
hmm
So I feel like for me as a coach and someone that just loves the game of basketball in general, that's something that really stood out to me in terms of how well tempered he is kind of in crunch moments. And I think that's something that's going to go a long way for the Tides in general.
yeah,
And that's what I would say is a highlight.
yeah, yeah. No, I think that's great. Like, to be honest with you, like when I look at Tobias, man, like he is a player that right out the gate, like he's not the tallest guy, right? He's not even the strongest guy on the court, but he knows how to get to his spots,
Yeah.
and he gets to his spots at will,
Yeah.
and he knows where his spots are on the court. Like, we all watch, and we know, and I think to yeah, I would definitely agree that like offensively, especially offensively, I think his basketball IQ is a lot higher than some other players for his age. And I think going into the playoffs, going into the postseason here, I think that's actually something that other teams are going to have to study and pay attention to if they want to stop them.
100%. And I also think
Yeah.
so your team, of course, like the Royals, I think you guys really
hmm
have a chance to pick it up because I think pieces wise,
Yeah.
you guys have all the players to make a deep run. It's really just a kind of lock in and connectivity moment, right?
Yeah.
You have Tristan's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
leading scorer in the league right now. I think it's just really just again putting the pieces together and really figuring out how to work it out. You guys have already been to the finals. You've already had that caliber, right?
It's
And
true.
I
That's
don't
true.
think there's any reason why you can't return to that. So that's another thing.
hmm And I mean, like, really, we have most of our team together.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same unit that went to the finals last season.
Mhm.
I think when you look around the league and you look at how the talent has deepened, I think that sometimes that can actually kind of hit the mindset a little bit,
Yeah.
instead of remembering who we are. And so I think that for us, we have to remember that identity of who we are as a team. And I think you're right about that. I think that's going to be a key heading into the postseason, heading into the end of this regular season, is really recognizing that. And yeah, so moving from that now, I want to, I guess, obviously, as you know, going into the postseason, there's like every team in the East makes the playoffs. Unlike in the Central and Barry, they don't all make the playoffs. You get 8 out of 10 teams in the playoffs. But here we have all teams making the playoffs. The one caveat is that obviously you have the top 3 teams, the top 3 seeds that matter to grab, because if not, you have to play in that 4th and 5th quarterfinal play-in game, right, in order to make it into the semis. I guess, how do you think the standings are gonna finish out here as we get to the end?
The thing is, I personally don't think they're going to change that much. I think
Mm,
with the standings right now, in my opinion, really kind of reflect kind of the level each team has been playing at, right? Like,
mm,
obviously, we have
yep.
the Tides and Hornets top 2, and I think they are the 2 best teams in the league, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Yeah.
a perfect representation. Obviously, us Sharks, we're right there, right? We're right.
You're right there.
And I do think we could make a push for the top 2 because we are 2-2. I'm not sure how it works
Yeah.
point differential again, but if we win the next game, I
Yep.
think we're tied with I mean, if the
Well,
Hornets,
you guys have 2 games. You
yeah,
guys
well,
have back to back.
exactly. So I think
Yeah.
we could make a push. We could make a push for second, even if we don't.
You could.
I'd really be too upset because again, I do think the Tide and the Hornets are the 2 best teams in the league. Royals and the
Yeah.
Rockets. I think again, the Rockets looked a lot more promising last week.
Mm,
I really think that Colton again took it upon himself. But again, it's just them working together as a team. So I
hmm
say for me again, I'm a little bit unsure about the
Yeah.
Rockets, but all in all, just to sum that all up, I do think the standings right now kind of reflect the level that each team has been playing at. So I don't really see it being
hmm
that much. And again,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
my team, the Sharks, I do think we can make a push, but
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense, man. And so I guess with that, you would say right now that like top three are safe to stay in the top three, and four and five are gonna have to battle it out. You know?
really, that's what it seems like to me. Because again, I think the
Yeah.
top three teams are the top three teams in the league. So
Mm,
that's my
yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Who do you think is the sleeper? Like, which if you had to pick a team right now
yeah.
out of all the five teams to say, hey, you know what, this team, they don't look like their results haven't looked like they can make a deep run, but you think that you could see them actually making a deep run if everything falls together for them.
Of course. And I think the clear sleeper this season is definitely the Royals. I think that's
Mm,
like undisputed, almost like a sleeping
yeah.
giant in a way. Because as you're saying, I think you guys have all the pieces to be a great team.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate how this season has obviously panned out for you guys so far. Um,
I know.
I think it's not one of those ones where it's not within yourself to be
Mm-hmm.
a team, right? Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really think it's more of a mentality than a talent thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys are able to somehow overcome that, I definitely think that you guys are a team to watch out for. I think again, Tristan is arguably the best player in the league.
Yeah.
I think that with Tristan on your team, there's always a chance, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say you guys, if not you guys, I would say the Sharks. Again,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think we've kind of again we're hot right now. Won 2 games in a row.
Yeah. You guys caught fire, man.
Exactly, and I think we're clicking at the right time. This really reminds me of
Mm-hmm.
our first season with the Sharks, where we started off losing and then we picked it up, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's just a result of the guys just buying in, really using their teammates. That's something I've really been trying to instill.
Mm-hmm.
And it often takes a couple games, and I feel like I'm really seeing that same pattern again. So I think we're picking up at the right time. But again, I would say my ultimate answer is definitely the Royals. I think they're a sleeper for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I would have to second that.
Yeah.
I'll obviously,
Yeah.
have to say the Royals, but like I genuinely think we are, and I think that that's because I know what we have. I don't know if you remember the game that we had versus the Tides there, top team, top seed.
Yeah.
Literally played that game without Tristan there in that game.
Yeah.
And we literally tied it up within 2 minutes left
Mm-hmm.
in the game with a
Yeah.
chance to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that was a moment, like, and I think that was almost like a moment of seeing what we could be,
Yeah.
right? And so it really is now buying into that
Yeah.
in the long haul, heading into the playoffs. I think for us,
Yeah. 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 And I also think that like that's really also reflective of the talent in the league overall. I think it just shows like
yeah,
the how marginal the difference is talent
it's
wise.
true, man.
Every team, like again, you guys made it a game without your 30 point per game score, and it was like
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
it's like pretty crazy when you think about it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it'd be a tight race.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tight race, man. I'm looking here, and I'm looking at, you know, I'm looking at the Rockets. One of the players I have to say on the Rockets, huge impact player who I think literally has to get the recognition they deserve is Gabby this season. My goodness, bro. Like when I look at the way that Gabby has just elevated exponentially just based on confidence.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Underneath grabbing rebounds and like literally like she's dropping like 8 to 10 points a game. You
yeah,
know what I mean? I'm watching that and I'm like, it's impressive to see, and I think if they can, I feel like that's another team that again, they have the pieces to do it. They have the pieces for the deep run. We saw them make the upset over the Hornets. You know what I mean? We saw them do that. Well, almost make the upset over the Hornets, should I say?
yeah. Almost.
Right? Almost make, but we saw what they can do
Mm-hmm.
if everything begins to fall into place. And so
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's, I'm also looking at them and I'm like,
yeah.
I could see if something turns around, I could see them catching fire.
That's true. I really think, and again, I second that. Like, I think the way that Ope and Israel are really using her this year,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it speaks volumes. And I think it really shows how sometimes basketball, it's really a confidence thing because I feel like even
Yeah.
past seasons, that same ability to, put up shots, grab rebounds has always been there. It's really just season
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. And I think
Yeah.
really seen that this season. And I think if they continue to exploit that, I really think that Colton and Gabby can be a really
Yes.
interesting tandem, right? Someone like
Yes.
Colton that is an outside threat, someone like Gabby that's a threat inside. I think
Mm-hmm.
that could really work together. And if they're able to really figure that out, we could have a problem on our hands, right? So again,
Yeah, we really could.
it just speaks to the amount of talent in the league, and it's going to be an interesting race.
It is incredible. It's incredible to see the talent in the league this season. I definitely, when I look, man, like across the league right now, I'm looking even just at the top 10 players currently, right? You got Tristan, Caden, Tobias, Colton,
Yeah,
Levi, Seth, Pierce, Asher, and Isaiah. And I'm looking at these guys and I'm going like, you know, they also have great supporting casts. Like all the other players are literally also averaging, like pretty good stats. When
yeah,
you look at, all the way down to like till you get to about like the 20th spot, you got players averaging at least 4 points a game. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And that's huge here.
It is.
And so for I think the depth across the league, it's incredible to see. One of the players I wanna hit on that I think is becoming a great leader is your guy Seth. Seth. Man, he's becoming a great leader. Just watching his development too as a player. Obviously, he has natural talent, natural ability.
Yeah.
But I feel like what we're seeing this season is that he's actually beginning to empower his teammates. And you can speak to it because you're his coach. But
Of course,
you
yeah.
know,
So I can obviously speak volumes to that. And I mean, first of all, I think kudos to Seth because I feel like that really shows his development as a player. I think this year
hmm
I've really taken a special interest in really showing him and trying to impart on him that being a great basketball player doesn't start and end with talent, right? I think even if you look at
hmm
the professional level, what separates good players from great players are the intangible qualities, not the talent. And again,
yeah,
looking at the NBA again, everybody in the NBA is talented. The players that stay in the league are the ones that have the mentality and the leadership qualities to stay at that level. That's what really makes a
yeah,
difference. And again, I've been kind of repeating that same sentiment over and over. Every time
hmm
I pull them over
hmm
during games, I really try and tell them that I know that you can get past your defender pretty much every play. But you know what I mean? I know that.
yeah,
It's making your teammates better and empowering them is what's ultimately going to make us win, right?
mm,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's also part of being a great basketball player. And again, kudos to him because he's really taken that leadership role on his shoulders this
yeah.
year and he's doing a great job at it. And I think that's something that also makes our team great, right? He really knows, he's
hmm
really learning how to use his teammates. I think, again, players at his age that are that good, it's like once you realize that you're that good, it's tough to give up the ball, right? And I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's kind of like a space that he's navigating. And I keep, again, repeating that same sentiment of being a great
hmm
basketball player is about making the people around you better. I think it's even the same if we were to relate that same sentiment to the outside world. It's
mm,
like being a Christian or being a great person is great, but it
yeah.
doesn't matter if you just stay at home and you're a good person to yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that same sentiment of sharing the love, sharing the gospel, talking to others about Christ,
hmm
bringing others in, is what makes
Yeah.
like gives you a legacy, right? And it's the
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
with
Yeah. Yeah.
basketball. It's making other people great is what really makes you a great player. But anyway, that's what I was saying.
That's
I love
good.
I love that kid.
Hey man, I think we're going to coin that as a quote here at CYBL. That was good, man. That was good. Making people great is what makes you a great player, and I think that is a key component, as you said, to life, right?
Mhm.
Because it literally is about empowering and really pulling up the gold in those around you,
Mhm.
right? And I think that's what true leaders need to do in order to reach that place of greatness. And to be honest, I'm speaking to all the superstars when I say that in our
Yeah,
league.
yeah,
And I think that is an encouragement to all the superstars across our league that literally, if you want to be great, here at CYBL and you truly want to, you have to make the players around you great. And I think that kind of leads us right into the next segment, which we're going to talk about the OCC, because I think that that is going to propel the teams that make the OCC versus the ones that don't. It's not just going to be based on personal performances, but it's going to be based on the team's performance together, right? As they reach that place of greatness. And so I want to ask you here, obviously know now, everybody that's watching this knows now for the most part that the format of the OCC has shifted. So we have, instead of it being the top 2 teams, it's the top 3 teams that make it this season. And so that means that literally if you make the finals, we make it, but also if you get to the bronze medal game, you can fight to make it there too. So what I would say and what I would ask you is what do you think is going to separate the good teams from the OCC teams? What do you think will separate that, CYBL?
Yeah, and I mean, first of all, I'm super excited for the OCC. Like, I think like the East side, not even just my team, but all the teams, I think we'll have a good shot this year. Like, I think
Oh yeah.
across the board, as we've already hammered on, is anyway. But I think kind of bouncing off that same sentiment I just had, it's kind of the ability to make your entire team great. I think that's really what's gonna separate the good teams from the OCC teams, right? Because I think
Mm-hmm.
it's, especially when it gets to the playoff, it's gonna get to a point where the load can't just be on the superstars.
Mm-hmm.
Load has to,
Yeah.
everybody has to know what their role is on the team, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think again, that's what's gonna separate, like for example, with the Sharks, I think just our ability to use all of our players that may not be superstars really gonna come in hand. For example, I feel like someone like Julia on our team, and I love Julia, right? She
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
knows, I know that in terms of defensive energy, she is like our core, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's our core. And I love the fact that she's able to buy into that role. And
Mm-hmm.
even though she may not be putting up 40 points a game, that same role of her energy every night is what gets us wins, right? And I
Oh yeah.
think
Yeah.
everybody being able to buy into those roles is what is going to make us a really great team, right? So, and I think that's
Mm-hmm.
the same
Mm-hmm.
across the board, right? And for
Yeah.
example, I think like someone like the Tides, for example, right? I think their
Yeah.
entire team just working oiled together is what's going to make them great. I think right now they're
Yeah.
playing well, obviously due to Tobias, and I think everybody has been playing
Mm-hmm.
well. You got Jake, and that's another player out there.
Howie.
Howie, right? And it's
Yeah, yeah.
those players like really showing up that are gonna make the difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And I think like watching players like a Howie, like a Jake, seeing these players surround, like, because if you think about it, right, Howie was kind of the leading scorer last season for them,
Yeah,
but he is okay to take a different role
yeah,
on his team, right? Knowing that he is still the glue of bringing this team together, he takes a whole different role.
yeah,
And I think that that's okay because it's elevated their team
yeah,
together, right? And so again, I think that they're probably before the OCC, some teams are gonna have to have some team meetings that,
it is.
you know what I mean, to really like talk through these things, to really come in with the right mindset and have everybody understand that how important their role is on that team, right? So that is really good.
Yeah.
Really good, man.
And Howie's a great example because I think Howie's
Mm-hmm.
also a great leader, regardless of his team,
Yeah.
right? And I think you really see
Yeah.
how vocal he is with the team. And I think some
Oh, yeah.
players could kind of take the perspective that maybe there's a player that scores a little bit more. So now I'm gonna sulk and kind of become a shell of myself. And I feel like taking the complete opposite approach
Yeah.
as vocal as he has in past season. So I really admire that about him.
I do too, man. I do too. I think the Tides are a lot scarier than I thought they were gonna be, man. They're looking so dominant, man. Like if you think about, for instance, the Hornets, who, have been a team that has been on an elite level the last couple of seasons with Caden at the helm, and now they have Levi, but they're sitting right now, at what are they like? What, 3-2? They're 3-2, and one of them losses came off of the Tides, and the Tides really came out and showed how they play as a unit. And to be honest, like I personally could foresee the Tides making it a very deep run
Yeah,
and making some crazy noise in the OCC, man.
yeah,
You know, I think really that stage of the OCC, I just feel like they're gonna be composed. There's some teams you could just that can go into the pressurized situation like that, and like it's like they forgot how to play.
yeah, yeah.
I just don't see that for them. I
It's
just don't see that for them.
yeah. I even just to vouch for the Hornets a bit, I do think
Hmm.
having Coach Mike as their coach really works really
Hmm.
well. I think
Hmm.
he does a really great job, and I feel like you can even see the development in Caden of just
Hmm.
a little bit more discipline. Because again, we both know that
Yeah.
Caden's a great player. I think it's just
Yeah.
shot selection and same thing as I was saying before, making your other teammates better. That I feel like Mike has really been cultivating in him, right? And I think
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
something that's going to make them really competitive because I feel like if he can unleash
It's
Caden
true.
at his
That's true.
best, best
That's true.
performance, I think that's a very, very tough guard. Caden is
Yeah.
another one where I think I haven't seen a lot of players that can get downhill. Did you see his dunk attempt
Mm.
last week?
I
Yeah,
I don't remember.
yeah. Well, I was because I was repping that game and it was on a
Yeah. Yeah.
he actually like wow. And I hadn't seen that ability to get downhill at that age in a
Yeah.
while,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
just having him there and how good Cohen has also been this season as well.
Cohen has been incredible.
He's been really good. Really, really, really good. I love that kid. And I think that's done
Wow.
for them. But anyway, I think they're definitely
Hmm.
a team to watch out for in the OCC. It's gonna be great. Like there's so many
Hmm.
good
Oh,
teams.
it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So it'd be great. But you're right though. Like I mean, like man, Cohen is actually he's probably the scariest small player we've seen
Yeah.
in a long time. Like the closest thing that I could think to what I'm seeing from him is a player in the Central that I've seen that his name's Adamo and he's plays on the Strikers, and he's a player that was like that and still is like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's grown a little bit, but Cohen reminds me of that, but almost like with like a killer mentality. Like I'm watching him like the way that it doesn't matter. He doesn't care. He'll go up in against the towers, man, and he knows how to finish
Yeah.
against the towers
Yeah.
at that height.
Yeah. I know.
You know,
It's
so.
so impressive. Like I think every season I've seen him get better as well. So I think
Hmm.
his playmaking is really underrated as well.
Yeah.
Makes the right play. He makes the right play. He knows when to
Yeah.
attack. He knows how to get the big man open. Just a lot of like little tedious things that I definitely noticed that
Hmm.
I think make him really good. But yeah, they're a scary team to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. I think Cohen could win the David Award for sure this season. I think that's a for sure possibility.
That's my vote. So yeah.
But yeah, like I guess with that being said, leading into we're talking about player growth already, we'll just continue down that vein of talking about the player growth. But I guess yeah, when we look at like some of the breakout players that have stood out this season for us, who are those that you would say stand out to you?
Yeah.
Obviously we talked about Cohen, but is there any players you would say this season like has broken out that have been highlighted to you?
So I'd say first my player would be Cohen. As we were saying
Hmm.
before, and we already talked extensively, and for the reasons we already mentioned. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
another player to me that I think has really taken strides kind of under the radar is Judah.
Mm.
I
Mm.
like the confidence that he's playing with this season, just compared to
Yeah,
other seasons. I've loved to see it. As much as
yeah.
he was on my team the last couple seasons, I've just seen like just incredible growth, like defensively,
Hmm.
offensively, taking the ball up the court, even putting up
Yeah.
shots, and I think that goes a long way. So that would be
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, no, that's good. That's a good one. I like that one. I like that one. I guess another player I would say as well is Daniel on the Hornets as well. He's another player that I've seen. It seems like his confidence is built,
yeah,
you know, and I think he dropped 4 points in the last game.
yeah,
And I was just like, I was pretty impressed.
Mhm.
Not the last game against us, but the game previous to that one.
yeah,
And so like watching, yeah, these younger guys, like these are the younger guys, right? The next generation of CYBL guys that are
Yeah.
starting to, come into themselves. And I love that this is a space for them
Yeah.
where they can do that. You
Yeah.
got some?
Yeah. Like I really think like at this age, confidence is the biggest thing. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's really the approach that I take with coaching because I feel like I just know how much that can affect you, not just in basketball,
Mm.
just in life in general, right? I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
a lot of players, and you probably know a lot of players like this, where your coach ruined basketball for them, like in terms
Yeah, I know
like
players like that.
and stuff like that. So stuff like that will like stick early. So I think just the fact that players feel comfortable, building their confidence each year,
Hmm.
a long way and talks about the league a lot. So
Yeah, that's what we want to continue to see, man. I want to continue to see some of those players that are in the background like continue to have that confidence build, be developed. And obviously we talked about Gabby as well, who's a key component to that. I think she could be in the race for most improved player,
yeah,
personally.
yeah.
I think that she's definitely up there for sure. 100.
For me, it would be between Gabby and Cohen. For me, that would
Mm,
split for most improved. But like, yeah, Cohen would be for David Award as well. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely Gabby this year, though. I'm really loving the confidence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you saw what happened, right? When she left with an injury,
Mhm.
which meanwhile, I want to let you know, Gabby, we are praying for you. We're praying that for recovery over that finger as well, for you, that you would be healed in Jesus' name and come back strong because we want to see you on the court.
Yeah,
But because we literally, when we saw her, she was out there in that game, like they had the momentum, they had all the momentum. The moment that she went down, you notice it immediately.
yeah,
You notice the impact that she made on the court, like instantly.
yeah.
Um,
True.
like it was, the whole flow of the game changed. Obviously, they were already down a few players, so like
Yeah,
they were tired. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
But I definitely think she can be like a game changer for real, a game changing piece.
yeah. 100%. No, I second that. Like, I think just her presence in the paint goes a long way, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's so true. What would you say right now? What team do you think right now has the best chemistry in the league?
definitely the Tides. Yeah,
Mm,
I think the Tides. Like the Tides have just been just flowing. Like the Tides have been flowing. Complete. They look great on offense.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely the Tides. If I was to second that, I would definitely see the Sharks. I feel like
Mm,
game
yeah.
chemistry has gotten a little bit better. We're learning
Yeah.
how to trust each other, learning how to talk, communication, that type of thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
those
Yeah.
two teams I would say right now, best chemistry.
Yeah. 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 No, and I would agree with that. I think looking from the outside looking in at you guys,
Mhm.
it's a pretty very obvious and very clear, and it's showing in the way you're performing, right? It's showing in the way that these games are going so far. And I want to bring up something. It's not on our list here, but we had you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, so I want to hit on it. I want to ask you, who do you think right now, in your opinion, is the best player in the East CYBL right now?
Just one is tough. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, I would say, okay, for me,
I knew this was gonna be a hard one.
yeah, one. Like, for me, it's between Tobias and Kaden.
Okay.
I'd even throw Tristan in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Tobias, Kaden, and Tristan. But I think I'd have to give the nod to Kaden. Yeah. I think,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
one, Caden's a
Okay.
slightly better shooter than Tobias.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's what I, but that's a really tough question because yeah, it's those three for sure. And I think
Yeah, yeah,
Tristan is probably, yeah, that's tough.
yeah.
No, I would still take Caden. I think
Okay. Okay.
Caden's ability to get downhill to me is just like second to
Mm-hmm.
none. And I think Tobias might be a slightly better finisher inside, but I think Caden's
Mm.
ability to shoot makes him like a much tougher guard because I
Yeah, yeah,
feel
yeah.
like Tobias can shoot a little bit, but I don't even think it's about him not being able to shoot. I think he just doesn't see the point. Like that's what it seems like.
He doesn't see the point.
It's just like he doesn't see the point because he's just driving anyway, right? Caden,
Well, man, that's like the old school way that we were trained. If you
exactly.
think about that, right?
That's
That's
what
that's the old school way we were trained to
that
play.
guy doesn't like settle at all. Like it'll be like
No, he does not.
it doesn't settle at all. But Caden, it'll be like he'll be killing you inside, and then he'll just decide to just
Yeah, just he'll
yeah. So
trade 2, 3
you know
pointers.
what I mean? So it's like you
That's
can't
not.
gap and you can't. So yeah, those top three. But obviously, I gotta give two shout outs to my guys, Pierce and Seth. I think those are some of the
Yes.
most underrated superstars, especially Pierce. The underrated
Okay.
superstars. I think Pierce really affects the game on a different level. Seth, again, I'm just like so excited to see that guy's development. Like
Man, he's got a big future ahead.
huge. Like, yeah. So yeah, but best player in the league, I think I'll give it to
I think that's fair, and that is fair. And to touch on Pierce, I mean, to kind of just I throw this in this season, and I want to throw it in again. When he goes to a team, they win a championship. That's just I mean, if you think about that from that context, like he was with you guys, won a championship, and then he was on the Rockets, won the championship. The only place he didn't win one was I think he was still
summer.
he was on the Sharks. Yeah, the Sharks summer season.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was totally because of him.
Yeah.
If I was to be honest with you, there were some chemistry issues on that team. But what I definitely would say is, yeah, like if you look at it, his track record is he goes there, he wins the championship.
Pierce, and you know what I love about having I love having that guy on the team. Like what I love about Pierce is that Pierce, especially when we had a prolific scorer like Seth on our team, he knows how to like fill the role that like I need him. And I think that again that's what makes him a winner, honestly, because if I need him to be our 5 guy and just grab boards and like put them back up, he'll do that. If I need him to bring up the ball on the court, he'll do that. If I need him to shoot, do that. He takes the right shots, and again, that's why I really give him the freedom to take threes, take all of that. I know how smart he is in terms of knowing when to take those shots, knowing when to kind of delegate more of the point guard duties to Seth. In our season when we had Colton, right, I would normally play where Colton would sit and then Pierce would be playing point guard. But when Colton was like their starting lineup, obviously Pierce wouldn't be dribbling up the ball as much. That's something that he was completely fine with, right? And I think that ability to adjust just makes him a winner. So I think, again, one more thing. I think, like, even in terms of superstars, Pierce just hasn't. I really think that, for example, if he had his own team, right, he would actually have the opportunity to put up some of the numbers that we see from a Pierce, from a like a Tristan and a Caden. That's my take. I really think he would have, because he can really do it all in terms of his size. He can shoot the three, right? He can finish. I think
which he cooked against us, man.
But that's what I mean. I feel like when he needs to, he can do it. It's just like he just hasn't been in that many positions where he's the guy. Like, you know, but I feel like in those situations, he can put up the same numbers those guys can. So that's kind of my point. And defensively, I think he's better than all those guys as well. So that's just my point.
Ooh, wow, that's a big take. That's a big take. You know what? I can't lie. I think defensively, he is an impact player. The only player I could say that competes with him defensively out of the guys we talked about is Caden.
Yeah.
Because Caden's willing to, go downhill with the guys and pin them.
Yeah.
So that's another player the only player I could see that, that could do that. But Pierce is significant. I know we've talking about Pierce significantly, but he's also coming into his final season. After this season, he's got his summer season. He's going to be retired, right? So he's got another season under his belt. So we got to enjoy it while it's here.
I know, and we could leave with 3 chips, man. So
hey, and an OCC, bro.
And an OCC. So that's a legacy.
It'll be a legacy for sure. And I mean, you have to put him in the Hall of Fame after that point. You know what I mean? There's no choice. So it's gonna be real interesting, man. I think when I'm looking across the board we're talking about some of these great players, there are great players, but we're in a point, I think, in the East where we're building legacy. We don't have legacy like the Central has legacy players, but we're building legacy. And I'm excited for this OCC because it's going to put some of our guys that are building legacy on notice. So that way, because right now, the voices were and have been that all the best players are in the Centrals.
Central, yeah,
That's what everybody's talking about right now, right? But I think that this OCC
yeah,
can kind of shift the mindset of some guys.
100%. I
You
think
know?
this year OCC like will definitely give the Central teams a run for their money. Like I think just the way our teams are built this year,
Yeah.
100%. And I think again, this thing's only a couple years old, like in Kingston, and I think like
Yeah. Yeah.
just the natural progression of talent is outstanding. And I think
Yeah.
some of the guys are just hungry to show that like we have it out here too. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
really think that yeah, we'll really give them a run for their money this year.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. We're coming down to the final kind of parts of our pod here. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna do some like I guess we'll go through first here just some rapid fire questions I want to ask you, and then we'll kind of see where we go from there. What do you think? Like right now, who do you think wins MVP right now? When you're looking at this season right now, who's getting MVP?
I think I've always been a fan of the best player on the best team type philosophy when
Mm-hmm.
it's the MVP. So
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely
Yep.
say that it would have to be Tobias. Even though
Mm.
if we're talking about who's been the most prolific scorer, it's definitely still been Tristan. But I
Yeah.
just think
Yeah.
it's almost not fair to give it to,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like at the position you're in right now. If you guys are able to pick it up and Tristan's the one leading that charge, I can see it
Yeah.
being Tristan again. But
Yeah.
things stand right now, I would give it to Tobias.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I can't even like. Here's the thing, right? I love Tristan, and I love Tristan. He's my guy, and like he's a former MVP. He's a former MVP. He's the one that's holding the MVP from last season.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it does come down to wins, and
Yeah.
so we're gonna have to. We gotta pick it up if we want to give him down to like how are you making it? How are we making a team win? It's like what we talked about, right? Greatest player makes his team great. And that doesn't mean that Tristan's not great. It just
Yeah.
means that I think he has even more greatness inside of him,
I
you
think so.
know? Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and so, yeah, I think you're right. I think when it comes down to it, I mean, really is between him and Caden.
Yeah.
I think, this race is going to come down. It's going to be a three-way race really between, Tristan, Caden, and Tobias, I think. Colton is kind of on the edge there, but the record also
Yeah.
is what's holding them back too.
Yeah.
So it'll be kind of interesting to see how it pans out. If I had to go with the MVP right now,
Yeah.
based off of everything that I'm seeing, I mean, how can I not go Tobias too? I have to go Tobias too, man. I can't and my heart wants to go Tristan, but like my my eye test is telling me it's got to be Tobias because of what he's doing
Yeah.
and how he's brought this team. Who last season, for context, last season was at the bottom of the standings and had to fight their way through the play-in
Yeah.
to make it to get the bronze, which
Yeah.
was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But this season is gonna be way different, I think, for them.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been so fundamental to that team that like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's no way, especially if they come out on top. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
even more because from the position they were last year to now,
Mm-hmm.
it's been huge.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Another question for you now.
Mm.
Give me one player you'd want in a clutch moment.
Oh, Colton, easy,
That was
easy, easy, 100% Colton. I think like Colton in those moments, like he just like turns something on. I love
Mm,
that kid's like just mentality. That guy cares about
yeah,
the so
man.
much.
He
Like cares a
he
lot,
does.
and you can just tell, right? And I think it just gets down to the last couple of minutes, and he just takes things on his shoulders, like
Man.
So that one's an easy one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, we saw it when we watched. I can't remember who they played. I'm pretty sure. I think it was the Hornets. Was it the
Yeah,
Hornets?
the game that they won this year, right?
The game they won, yeah.
It was the Hornets.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
He just took
Like, he literally took over the game. But it was on both ends.
both,
That's the crazy thing.
and that's what I mean. It's not even just a scoring thing. It's just like a
No,
effort, just mentality. That guy just turns up, like
man, like,
yeah,
yeah. And like, he literally, like, he like it's you know it's rare that you see such an incredible hustler
Yeah.
and and at the same time an incredible offensive player. It's rare that you see the two of them meet,
Mm.
but like man, that guy's motor.
Yeah.
Like if half of the players had his motor right now,
Yeah.
they'd be dropping like at least like 15 points a game.
Yeah. 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 And that's like I miss having that guy on my team. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a huge reason that Colton is going to be like a really good basketball player in general. Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really what you just said, you rarely see scorers that are that prolific that are also like that have that type of work ethic, like hustle wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is just like a coach's like dream, like in terms of
Mm-hmm.
player, right? So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I just love that about him. Defensively, this guy
Yeah.
breaks. Offensively, he'll take breaks. He just his motor just goes.
No.
It's so
He's going.
yeah.
I think that's really cool. I think it's been really cool to see because like that's why I can't count them out, right? Too, because of like
Yeah.
he's playing like that, man.
He'll will them.
Like my he will them.
Yeah.
Like I just I'm watching him right now, like and the way that he plays, like it's like he plays like his life depends on this
Depends on
game. You know?
okay.
I love it. I love watching it, and like it's impressive. And I think again, I've also noticed something about Colton that I want to point out, and I want to just like kind of praise him in a little bit. Is I've noticed his attitude. His attitude is starting to live up to what it means to be a leader.
Yeah.
I've noticed that he's actually encouraging his teams, even when they're wrong, even when it's something that they don't agree with that that referee called. Like he's like, "Hey, it's okay, calm down. We don't want to get attacked. Let's keep going. Just keep going." You know what I mean? I've seen that in him, and so I just want to praise him in that because it's the forming of a leader that I think we're also starting to see in Colton as well. And I think yeah, he's a former MVP. You know, he's former champion.
Yeah.
He's been to the OCC. He's been to the state, so he knows what it takes.
Yeah. 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 No, that's so true. I think like you also got to remember that for a lot of these kids, it's definitely like the early stages, like in their development.
Early,
and I think so. Really get to see. I think that puts us in a unique position to really see the progression, like year to year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
the biggest thing, especially having him on my team, is really translating that passion for game into kind of leadership and encouraging others around him and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Like you're saying before, like we've really seen that this year with just how he communicates with others,
Oh yeah.
coaches, with the refs, with the other players, and those things are all part of being a great player. And I think he's really to understand that. So yeah, kudos to
I think it's. Oh yeah, and I think like we've seen him. So I think what was pretty interesting is we saw him on a high. He came into CYBL on a high. He had a little bit of a slump there, but he's kind of come way back up here, and I think it's because of that. I think it's because of what we're seeing develop in the character and attitude department on the court. So
no, I agree.
Pretty crazy, man.
Yeah,
pretty crazy. So I know that you touched on the most underrated players already that you think. So I'm going to move right into some bold predictions for the rest of the season. I want you to give me, where do you think players will land in terms of playoffs? First, second, and third. What's your prediction?
Still going. I'm going Tides, Hornets, Sharks for second, third, like how it is right now.
Okay. Playoffs too. Like playoff performance too.
Like who, like, so like in terms of
who's gonna come out on top? Yeah, championships. Yeah.
These championship for the Eastern League. It's hard for me not to say the Sharks, but aside from my own team, I would say I still think the Tides are gonna come up top. I think the Tides are gonna come up top. Hornets are gonna give them a run for their money, but I definitely think the Tides are gonna come up on top. OCC.
Yeah.
I think Tides, Hornets, and Sharks, as I said before, are going to qualify.
Yeah. Okay.
I do think that the Hornets, because of Caden, and I guess a hot take, even though I said they're not going to win, because of Caden, I think they'll have the best chance at the OC.
Wow. Okay.
That's my take.
Okay.
I think in terms of talent, I don't know about the players out there, but I just don't see players. being able to shut down.
Yeah.
Like I think they're just the best, like in terms of like Caden. So that's
Yeah.
kind of my point.
Well, you know what though? Caden is built different. Like he almost broke the record. Man, he almost broke the record for points in the game,
Wow.
which is set by it's undisputed at this point, the undisputed GOAT of CYBL, which his name's Aiden Stockton. That's why I say the Central has legacy, bro. That's the thing. But he holds the record, and Caden almost beat it. He almost took the record. I remember that game. I think they were down like a lot of players. I can't remember if it was a summer season. I think it was a summer season, but they were down like a lot of players for this game, and he literally just like put the team on his back and just went ballistic.
Yeah.
And they won the game too. That's what mattered. They literally won the game. So yeah. So I think with their squad fully together, yeah, they're gonna cause some problems at OCC, man. I think they're gonna cause some problems.
That's good for the league,
man. Oh yeah. So yeah, man. And I would say, for me, obviously, I want to see the Royals do something, and I believe that they can. I believe that we can.
Yeah.
I believe that we can. And so if I look at the standings as of right now, where I could see, I guess, it going in the playoffs, I'm actually gonna say this. I'm gonna say Hornets win. I think the Hornets will turn up at the end. I think they're gonna win. I think it's gonna be tied second. I think they're going to the finals. I think we're gonna see you guys in third. I think we'll beat you. We'll get that third, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I think so.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. It could go the other way, but I think if we can get ourselves together, which that is my goal, I think that we're doing that. And that's going to lead us right into the OCC where we can redeem our season.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
but we're already together, though, Danny. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. But that means you might be capped at your full potential right now.
That's fair. That's even if we are, you know. Anyway,
I'll just play with you, man. But yeah, no, I think it's gonna be interesting. And again, like we know, it's kind of like March Madness is like, anything can happen. Well, NIL. I don't know, but yeah, but it's literally like like you've got one game. Each playoff game matters because it's only one.
Yeah.
So
the stakes are high.
Any mistake,
and
stakes are high. Anything could change, man, in a moment. So it's going to be really, really interesting.
Exciting.
Coming to the end here. So with the playoffs, obviously, around the corner, and all of the stakes of the OCC and everything that we've talked about and the depth of and everything. I guess that we want to encourage the players. I just want to encourage the players. If you could say something to encourage the players going into the end of the season, what would it be?
I think, first of all, it's play to win, right? I think being a great steward, being a great teammate shouldn't give you the ability to be competitive and play to win at the end of the day. But in that being said, I feel like it's also remembering your values while you're playing to win, right? And kind of
that's good.
Almost like a theme of this podcast. I think part of being a great player isn't just the tangibles, but it's also being intangibles.
Yeah.
Just be a great player and be a great person. These are your friends outside of this league. So I feel like just keeping that in mind, right? During the competition, right? And thinking about the type of person and type of teammate, type of leader, type of player you want to be remembered as even outside of this league. So I think all the players, it's just keeping that in mind and remembering kind of what the ultimate goal of this league is, right? In terms of fellowship, in terms of really fostering how we're changing the basketball community and what it means, and not replicating kind of the negative culture around what the community has become. So I think it's just remembering that, having fun at the end of the day. The results of games is not life or death, right?
Yeah.
Friendly competition. I think any teams that make it out to the OCC is a win for all of us, right? So I think that's
exactly
the respect we should have. So that's kind of That
is beautiful. That's beautiful. I couldn't have said it better myself. That was great. That was great. And I think I will second that by saying, yeah, I think at the end of the day, we remember who we are as a family at CYBL. That at the end of the day, regardless of what takes place, like you said, if whatever teams make it out, it's a win for all of us. And I think that's the key here. And I think it really just, encouraging our players to just, yeah, let's have fun while doing this thing. Compete at the highest that you possibly can, give your 100% effort and have fun doing it. And at the end of the day, everything else will fall where it needs to fall. You know what I mean? And we'll get to make some amazing memories going into the playoffs. And yeah, and so that's great, man. Well, for those of you that are watching, we're gonna close off the pod now. We thank you guys for tuning in today. We hope you guys enjoyed this pod. You guys can leave your comments down below on anything that you want to continue discussing at CYBL today. And yeah, tell us what you think. Tell us what your opinions are on some of those takes that we've talked about. We want to hear from the CYBL Nation as well. But we're so grateful to have the ability to do this pod with you. Alvin, it's been amazing having you on the pod with us too. Hopefully we have you for some more, man.
Yeah.
Because it's been great. It's been great.
Yeah, I love this, man.
But
so much fun.
Yeah. And so we just want to say to you guys, this season our theme is chosen, and so we've been talking about how literally, Jesus chose us before we ever could choose him. And so I think I always want to encourage everybody in that you are chosen. You're chosen, that you are loved, you have purpose, you have value, and Christ died to give you life and give you life abundantly. And so you can receive that in your life today. So be blessed, guys. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you on the next pod.